Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my usual weekly technical analysis outlook videos in which I will comment on what I think will happen to some FX crosses and equities. As always, before I begin, I want to clarify that this is not a solicitation or recommendation to enter into long or short positions in the names that I will mention in this video, nor do I have existing positions in them. This is not financial advice, and if you're using this content as a guide to trade, you are doing so at your own risk. Alright, let's start. These are the names that have fulfilled up to or more than 70% of their textbook targets. After a quick recap, I will cease coverage on them. Also, I will cease coverage on these names because their chart patterns have been invalidated or did not perform up to expectation. I have put in timestamps, so please use them to skip to the names that interest you. Moving on to names that have reached more than 70% of their textbook targets, starting off with Totalenergies. I started coverage on this name on the 8th of September 2024. Took a long time because this is a weekly chart. I highlighted the formation of a head and shoulders top, which was completed in November 2024. The textbook target of this bearish pattern is at 45.95, and Totalenergies reached a low over here of 47.64 in April 2025. That's around 85.7% of the textbook target reached. Since then, it has rebounded and is attempting to close above the Ichimoku cloud, and I believe this raises the risk of invalidating this bearish pattern. I consider this pattern to be slightly successful and will cease coverage on Totalenergies. Solarvest Holdings was first covered on the 24th of November, and I highlighted that it may be forming a double top with a textbook target at 267. Now this bearish pattern was completed on the 28th of November and fell to a low of 268 on 3rd December, nearly 96% of its textbook target. I consider this pattern to be a success and will now cease coverage on Solarvest. I also started covering Kiwi dollar on the 24th of November and cautioned on a potential falling wedge that, if completed, would suggest a move of 165 pips from the point of breakout. Kiwi dollar completed this bullish pattern on the 26th of November, and the point of breakout is at 0.5626, which makes the textbook target at 0.5791. Kiwi dollar reached a high of 0.5787 on the 5th of December, which is around 95 to 96% of this textbook target. I will deem this pattern to be successful and will cease coverage on Kiwi dollar. I began covering on dollar INR, dollar Indian rupee, on the 4th of August 2025 and turned technically bullish on it, citing completion of a head and shoulders bottom that has a textbook target at 89.57. This was a classic chart pattern having three phases: completion, correction, and resumption. Dollar INR reached the textbook target on 21st of November, and this bullish pattern is now resolved. This bullish pattern is a success, and I will cease coverage on dollar INR. There were three chart patterns that I identified some time back but did not see completion, starting off with Coca-Cola. I will cease coverage on Coca-Cola. I identified a potential formation of a double top in a video on the 3rd of May, but price action has developed in such a way where it no longer qualifies as a double top. But what I am seeing right now is potentially an evening star, the 3 candlestick formation over here, and this usually is a bearish pattern. I will cease coverage on gold. The cup and handle top that I identified in the video on the 15th of November was invalidated this week, but just to note that gold formed an upside exhaustion candlestick, having rejected around the same level that it did on the 1st of December. So I would caution that the next move is potentially lower for gold, but of course not necessarily bearish. Last but not least, I will also cease coverage on silver. The double top that I identified in the video on the 15th of November was invalidated last week. That's the end of my sharing. I will give updates to these crosses and names only when there are meaningful development, and in the next video, it will highly likely be on new crosses and new names. If you like what I'm doing, please help me out by giving me a like. Please subscribe and hit the notification button for more videos like this.